Hey guys, in today's video, we're going to talk about this stack of collected edition comic books that I recently picked up. Let's get into it. What's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is John and you're watching Old Stuff is Cool. So I've got a collected edition haul to share with you today. These are purchases I've made probably from like April, May, and June, which is the time of this recording. All collected editions, graphic novels, trade paperback, omnibus, that whole category of comic book. I'm glad to say there's a nice mix of titles and publishers in this haul today, despite being a big Marvel fan. But before we get into it, if you can do me a favor, if you enjoy the videos on the channel, if you enjoy videos about comic books and comic collecting, then please hit that like button. And if you haven't done so already, please consider becoming a subscriber. All these are quick and easy ways to help support and grow the channel. And remember, I'm also on Instagram at oldstuffiscool, same as the channel name. Feel free to follow me there, get some extra content, and feel free to message me and we can chat about comic books. All right, so first up, let's go with a haul I got from a local store called Magic Dragon Comics. I've mentioned them on the channel before. It's a great place to look for some back issues, variant covers, and whatnot. And this stack here that I got is largely Cosmic Marvel of all things. So going with the oldest of the books is Warlock by Jim Starlin. And funny enough, they also had a Warlock omnibus that I was kind of eyeing. I was tempted, but with this here, let's see, it collects Strange Tales 178 to 181, Warlock 9 to 15, Avengers Annual number 7, and Marvel 2-in-1 Annual number 2. I mostly love Warlock from Jim Starlin's run, and then later in the 90s when he comes back with Infinity Gauntlet. So I thought I'd save some money. There's tons of things I always want to buy, and I really just want to hone in on Jim Starlin's portion here. And coming in at $10, I was more than happy to pay that price to add this to my collection. Now the remaining books are on the more modern side, and these were $5 a piece. They're a little skinnier trade paperbacks. So first is Thanos Returns. This is the, what year was this? 2016. Jeff Lemire started writing this series, and then Donny Cates later took over, introduced Cosmic Ghost Rider, King Thanos. Overall, a very good series, and I'm just collecting it in trade paperback form now. And then the last 3 volumes are actually the all-new Guardians of the Galaxy by Jerry Duggan. And these are all ones that I own digitally. A recurring theme that you might hear me say throughout these collected edition videos is I own them digitally, but I want to have them in physical format somehow, whether it be floppy issues or trades. So that's going to be a recurring theme. So the first one here, Communication Breakdown, is volume 1. And then volume 2, we got awesome painted cover here by featuring Nova and Darkhawk. This one's Riders in the Sky. Very cool. And volume 3, the last of this was Infinity Quest, right there. As far as internal art, there are actually quite a number of artists that worked on this series. And just looking at the back here, a little bit of renumbering went. I don't know how you guys feel about legacy numbering. I just wish they stuck to one or the other, but they want to keep rebooting series. I should say Marvel in this case, but they want to have their new number 1s, but then they also want to honor milestones like issue number 25, issue 50. But I don't know. I kind of miss long-running, higher numbered series. In some ways, the flip-flopping, it not only cheapens that milestone, but if you're just trying to organize your collection and a number of issues are clearly all part of the same volume, but then they just go willy-nilly with the numbers, and it's just a pet peeve. So I know, collector problems. So those were the books from Magic Dragon Comics graphic novel sale. Next up, we have my order from InStockTrades.com. Earlier this year, I made a video, which I'll link up here somewhere, about my most anticipated releases for 2025, specifically collected editions, and we've got a few of them right here. So first up, man, this is hefty. This monster of a book is the Chew Omnibus. I love this series. I haven't read it in a few years. I've shared a story before how I met at a local convention both the writer and artist, which are John Layman and Rob Guillory. And there's a great cartoony style to this. There's a robot chicken named Pollo that's that's a recurring character as well. And it is unwieldy a little bit, but no more unwieldy than an omnibus. And I did have to choose between a multi-volume, oversized hardcover, set, or this guy here. And I think for I forgot what the price was, but it might have been around like $40 or under 40 for the entire Choose series. I am okay. I'm okay with that. So really looking forward to jumping back into this, and highly recommend it if you're looking for an offbeat kind of story. Then we have from DC. Oh, I'm sorry. The Chew Omnibus is from Image Comics. But next from DC, we have Dark Knights of Steel. This is the deluxe edition. You might have seen, the 2-volume version come out before, but now all together, all in one, and in an oversized format. This is a wonderful story by Tom Taylor, and it features some beautiful art here. So this is the standard art. A lot of times the collected editions have a direct market variant as well, but I actually quite like cover A, the standard cover here. This is another one that I read probably like a year or two ago. I forget, maybe just last year, but really enjoyed the story. Just borrowed it from the library and wanted it on my shelf. This is the right edition that I wanted to feature it, so there you go. And then the third and last book from this order, we've got Transformers Deluxe Volume 1. And this contains, kind of like with the Dark Knights of Steel Deluxe version, this has 2 volumes of the Transformers series. There's a lovely Optimus Prime version, and I'll be sure to add it in post, but there's an alternate Starscream cover for you Decepticon fans. This is a series that I've since jumped on buying monthly, but as these collected editions come out in the future, I'm going to get those as well, because man, this is just as a huge Transformers fan, and more specifically a fan of this series by Daniel Warren Johnson, who did the writing duties as well as art for, I think, for a few issues, and then Jorge Corona jumps in later on, I think rather seamlessly. One of my favorite titles that comes out every month. So very cool edition here, Transformers, from Image Comics, the deluxe edition. Oh yes, and this contains issues 1 through 12. Next up is a one and done volume I picked up from my LCS Kamikaze, and that's The Holy Roller. This is published by Giant Generator, and that is, I believe, writer Rick Remender's own publishing house, whatever it's called. This book is by Rick Remender, Andy Samberg of Lonely Island, SNL, Brooklyn Nine-Nine fame. And kind of the reason why I picked this up was it's also written by Joe Troman, one of the musicians in the band Fall Out Boy. I originally picked this up because a signing recently happened at Kamikaze featuring Joe Troman, who was in town for Boston Calling. Given my schedule and sometimes kid stuff comes up, I think some inclement weather as well, I wasn't able to make the signing. But this book anyway was on my to-read list, so I figured I'd pick it up, and if I had the chance to go get it signed, I'd do so. Despite no signature on it, this was a fun, fast read. I would say the humor on it, although not my favorite, it is reminiscent a little bit of kind of what you might expect from Andy Samberg, but even more so, it reminded me of Deadpool, and I don't know which, not like Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool, but maybe more classic comic book Deadpool. So there's just some off-color jokes here and there. There's a massive amount of violence. This collects The Holy Roller number 1 through 9, and this is a complete story. So if you're looking for something a little bit different with some humor involved, some hijinks, some violence, then you might want to check out this one. All right, second to last book in this haul. This one I picked up on my way back from the 3 Men in the Basement comic swap, and I had noticed on my drive in that I passed a store called Ollie's, which is not one that we have, at least not near the Boston area, but I mostly know Ollie's. It's a discount store. Either way, I've seen other YouTubers go to get Marvel Legends and wrestling figures. So I actually went action figure hunting at Ollie's, and little did I know they had some vintage comic book grab bags, stuff from like the 90s and 2000s. They just group up 5 different comics, but I didn't go for the grab bags. I actually really was interested in their trade paperbacks, and I walked away with one. This was just under $10, and that is Death's Head. And Death's Head, I think Transformers fans will know, that's where he's first introduced. Simon Furman, I believe, is the creator and the writer on this series here. So it is, I think, from the 80s originally. Yeah, the late 80s. And I would say Death's Head I associate with Marvel UK, because the first time I ever read about the character was in a limited series, Death's Head 2. That's when I first started collecting comics. I was trying all sorts of books. And that one had some really, really intriguing art by artist Liam Sharp. And again, with the Marvel UK imprint, it was cool to see. Yeah, I would say both the storytelling and even the art style was a little bit different than what I was picking up your Spider-Mans and your X-Men. For the most part, I really enjoy Simon Furman's writing, so I'm really curious what he does with this bounty hunter of a character. There's also, I know I was talking about Marvel Legends before, but Death's Head has a Marvel Legends that you might come across. The packaging is notable because it looks like a Marvel Universe Series 2 trading card. And that alone, the character I have some affinity for, but that series of Marvel trading cards, I've many times almost purchased the figure. So maybe after reading this book, I'll have to go hunt it down. Last but not least, we have a big boy. We have an omnibus to add to the collection. You guys know I'm always keeping an eye out for sales and whatnot. Amazon tends to have sales every now and then on omnibus. And funny enough, the last time I ordered from them was Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 4. This time, with some gift cards, I picked up Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 3, a phenomenal series written by Brian Michael Bendis, largely drawn by Mark Bagley and later Stuart Immonen. In fact, I think actually it's in this volume that the baton is passed. So this one has a recreation, or rather a different version of Gang War, and all sorts of street level heroes pop up in this in that arc of Ultimate Spider-Man. So like Daredevil, Moon Knight, I think Kingpin's involved, Iron Fist, possibly Luke Cage. So I'm slowly getting each volume. I need to keep my eye out for volume 2, and then I may or may not get volume 1 because I own them already in oversized hardcovers, just kind of spread out over a couple volumes. So I think if I just have the whole collection one way or another, I'll be happy with that. So really happy to pick this up. In general, I'm trying to, as much as I'm tempted by different omnibus, I really do ask myself, like, what do I want in this kind of bulky but beautiful format? What will I actually read? Because I don't want to pick up something where I'm kind of meh about. Anyhow, that's a lot of great reading. I have some books that I can share with my kids as well. Not everything necessarily is family friendly, but I think that Ultimate Spider-Man is something that my son is enjoying and also would love to add more volumes of. But I want to hear from you guys as well. What was your favorite book in my giant, collected edition haul this time around? Alternatively, what are some graphic novels or omnibus that you've picked up recently? I'd love to hear from you, so sound off the comments. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for tuning into this video, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Take care.